Hey, welcome to my Moon Power Musings. And today I'm so excited because I'm joined by Nikki Hillis, and she is an amazing sister, beautiful practitioner of Qigong. Try and speak, Chloe, Qigong. and a womb massage and a naturopath. And we're actually only new friends, but it feels like we're old friends. Every conversation that we've had, it's just been like this amazing, just like deep dive into the Magdalens, into womb activations, into all of the things that I like to talk about, really. And so I'm so grateful that you're here today. Thank you so much, Nikki. I'm really excited for this conversation. And excuse me, my voice sounds awful because I'm just in the middle of a little cough and a little sniffle. So I will try not to explode in the conversation.
Oh, thanks for having me here. Yeah, and I feel the same. We've just, we could chat to you for hours about all the things that we love.
Oh, so Nikki, so when I start these conversations, I just love talking to all of the different practitioners and finding out how you got into the work that you're doing, and everyone kind of comes in a different avenue. And like, what was your guide, and like what were your steps into this realm?
Well, like quite a few other people actually in this industry, is I came into it really through my own health issues. So when I was 19, I was diagnosed with PCOS, but I went through um, a lot of stuff came up around the time. So I actually went to the doctor and I had all these really strange symptoms. And he was like, "Oh, I think you're depressed, go on Prozac." And I was like, "What? I'm 19. I'm actually living my best life at the moment. I don't think I need Prozac." And then a week later, I went and read a magazine article and it, like, literally listed all of my symptoms and said it's PCOS. So I went back and said, "Get me tested for this." And I had it, and then they sort of wanted to put me on various drugs. So, and I just thought, no, there has to be another way. So I bought books, and at the time I was actually studying journalism, and I decided to do like a part-time 4-year diploma in naturopathic nutrition because I thought maybe I could sort of tackle everything from
Mm.
naturopathic perspective. So I changed my diet, used different lifestyle practices, herbs and everything. And that really helped to a certain extent. It really helped with a lot of my symptoms. But then I realized the more I started delving into it, is that I had to go deeper. I had to look at the energetic, emotional side of things as well.
Mm.
And I actually didn't have a period for 4 years as well after coming off the pill. I was only on the pill for about 6 months or so. So that was one thing as well that was going on. And the more I sort of went into the emotional, energetic aspect of it, and I was doing all sorts of different healing modalities and, doing teacher trainings in them and stuff. And I worked with a shaman for many years. The year before all of these symptoms sort of kicked off, I'd actually met my biological father for the first time, and then within the same, I was actually in Australia because he lives there, and within a couple of weeks of that, I'd also met up with my stepfather, and then also a partner that I had a lot of feelings for at the time, and all three of them I'd sort of received rejection from within about a month. And so when I started doing more of the emotional energetic side of stuff, I realized that PCOS is quite linked as like a feminine wound. It's like a rejection of the feminine, and that's when you can start getting like this you know over production of testosterone, and sort of like the masculine energy sort of become overwhelms, and it sort of is a rejection energetically of the feminine. So yeah, and when I've worked with a lot of women since, that sort of seems to be a common thread, and even if they haven't sort of actually been abandoned by the masculine in real life, there's like a rejection of the feminine. It's like a feminine wound. So yeah, that was sort of how I got into all of this, and
Oh my
through
goodness.
basically wanting to heal myself and going on my own healing journey, and then wanting to share that with other women.
Mm. Oh my goodness, that sounds so strong. Whoa. It's amazing that that happened to you, and then you were able to really look inside and see that it was a feminine wound and work with it in that way, because so many women wouldn't even have like the first idea to even look at that. You know, we often so much times like project onto the outside world and like they've done this and they've done that, but you were able to take the situation and for your own benefit and healing and growth. That's just it's incredible.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, there's loads of different aspects to any of these reproductive issues like PCOS. You know, traditional Chinese medicine perspective, you know, there's like a overgrowth of damp, there can be liver stagnation, you know, there's always a dietary thing. The pill can catalyze it. But yeah, that was my own journey with it. And it seems to be quite a running theme with a lot of the women I work with when it comes to sort of the emotional, energetic side. So,
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, it's so important that we're looking at all aspects and that
yeah,
the whole overview, and that it's not just like this is physically what's happening in your body, like these you know, this is the emotions and this is what's going on in your life as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Wow. And then so when you're seeing clients, like, so people come to you because they're on a fertility journey usually, or what's their way into finding you usually?
Well, it's a mixture. So, I mean, the womb activation massages that I offer is it's for any woman. So I work with women of all ages, sort of up to menopause, after menopause. So it's, yeah, I work with a lot of women that have fertility issues. I work with women that have PCOS, endometriosis, fibroids, and then a lot of women as well. Often when they've got those issues, but also if they're just coming, you know, purely without any of those issues, a lot of them say they're sort of on a journey wanting to reconnect to the feminine aspect of themselves. And I suppose because as women, we just hold so much in that area. You know, we've got our sacral chakra there, our solar plexus, and emotionally, energetically, we hold on to so much there, like our deepest traumas. And it's just an area that's very neglected, like physically. But it's a really good you know, starting point to start to connect to the feminine by creating this relationship with that part of your body, because a lot of women feel really uncomfortable having that space touched, you know, and in places like my some of my training was in Ayurvedic, you know, Ayurvedic perspective, and my abdominal massage was, you know, taught from an Ayurvedic perspective. And in India, and I used to work with an Ayurvedic practitioner, you know, you have tummy rubbers, and it's like really common to rub the belly. It's one of the most important places to be you know, to be massaged, because you've got all of your main internal organs there, and we do so much there. But yeah, when you go to India or Thailand, you know, they massage your belly, they massage your boobs.
Yeah.
We're a little bit more prudish about these things, and yeah, it's just a very delicate, sensitive area. And I think through having it massaged, there's something. It's quite an intimate place to be touched. So I always try and make sure I create a really safe space for women, and I often get that feedback that they feel really safe and nourished in the treatment. So I find that really important. I take them through like a sort of somatic hypnotherapy meditation, where to really get them into their body and to really feel deeply relaxed throughout the treatment. So yeah, so that's really important.
Beautiful. Yeah, I love what you said, that the womb holds so much, because you know that's part of my work as well. I don't actually do the womb massage, but energetically,
Yeah,
I help women connect to their wombs and release what's held in there. And the amount of times like I have a conversation and nobody has any idea that we hold energy in the womb space, and it's like, you know, it's extraordinary, isn't it, that we go through our whole lives like not realizing this and not being taught when we're younger that this is a place that can receive, and like all different experiences can be held in there, and whether it's things that we've gone through in our lifetime and our experiences, or whether it's things that have been passed down ancestrally or even culturally and societally as well, there's just so much that can be living within our womb. And also, and it can be let go of as well.
yes.
You know, it really can be too. And like sometimes I think when I first talk to women about that, and I'm sharing about it, and I'm like, okay, but don't worry, like we can do something about this. I know it sounds quite vast and extreme now, but actually just from bringing our awareness to our women and allowing our consciousness to meet our womb space, and welcoming forward what she's holding, and allowing that to come through, and that might be in a way of emotions or knowings, or even like textures or colors or sensations or visions, and within that, and allowing the womb to meet you, it can naturally transform as well. So I think it's so yeah, I love all of the womb work. I find it so incredible because it's so visceral as well.
It
You know,
is.
when a woman connects to her womb, it's like she feels it. It's not like, oh, I think I have. It's like, no, you feel it. Your body starts responding, like your womb starts vibrating. It's just, yeah, it's really powerful.
It is, yeah. And yeah, it's I mean, just starting that actual physical touch is a really beautiful way to get
Mm,
you know, so often we're in our heads the whole time, and when we forget about the other wisdom centers within our body, our heart, our wombs, and the womb is just really our center. It's like, yeah, it's the center of everything for us. And you know, they say in the Mayan perspective, in the lineage of you know, the Mayan womb massage, that if the uterus is out of alignment, then the whole of her you know, the whole of a woman's life is out of alignment as well,
mm,
because often the womb could be tilted, like physically tilted.
mm,
But yeah, so yeah, it's really
mm,
important to start that process of connecting there. And I do often do, you know, a bit of a somatic process where, you know, you bring the energy, and as you do with your clients as well, bringing their energy down into their wombs and you know, their awareness down there. And like you said, there's an instant connection usually, and
mm,
sometimes
mm,
it can feel numb, like you can feel nothing. There can be a resistance there, but that's something that's telling you something in itself. And then when you can break through that layer of that resistance or that numbness, and what then arises from underneath that.
yeah. Oh, love it. And then will you talk to us a little bit more about the womb massage? Like, so you do the Mayan and
Yeah,
Ayurvedic.
so my main training is in the Ayurvedic
Mhm,
womb massage, but I also bring in some of the mind techniques as well. And yeah, it's sort of like it's a 2 hour treatment.
mhm,
I bring in lots of different aspects, sort of with the qigong and the acupressure. So it's quite a deep massage. I do also sort of realign the uterus within the treatment. I also do a castor oil pack with different
mhm,
oils on that are diuretics and very cleansing and have an affinity for the sacral chakra in the uterus. So when the pack's on, and castor oil packs basically, they can help break down you know, cysts,
mhm,
fibroids, adhesions. They're very detoxifying. I always pack the liver as well, and the liver's like so important. It's one of the most important organs for women because it sort of governs the flow of blood, of hormones, of emotions. So
mhm,
we always pack that as well. And then when that's on, I do acupressure on the feet and the hands and sort of work on the kidneys, which are really important for hormone balancing
mhm,
and fertility. I work on the liver, the heart. There's a direct connection from the heart to the womb. So yeah, so it was like a sort of all-round energy reset when the castor oil pack's on, and then I do a bit of body gua sha,
mhm.
and do acupressure on the abdomen as well, and also incorporate a bit of sound healing and hands-on healing.
Wow,
Yes,
oh my God, that sounds amazing. I want to come.
you have to come one.
And then do you teach a self massage practice afterwards
Yeah.
as well? So
Yeah, so I
stay.
share massage to carry on doing when they're at home, to carry on the
Mhm.
healing, and also some acupressure points for them to do, and some other aftercare practices, like usually to continue doing the castor packing, things like yoni steaming and stuff like
Mm,
that. So
mm. Ah,
yeah.
interesting. Yeah. It's interesting. I find like for me, the yoni steaming, I don't know. I really want to love it. Like everything in me, like loves water, loves plants, loves all the things. And yet like I don't know that it's like connected to me in the right way. It's really interesting. What do you feel about the yoni steaming?
I just find it really relaxing. I mean, you know, on a physical level, it's the steams basically carrying up all the volatile oils from the herbs that you're working with. You know, usually rose, you can use
Yeah.
sage, all the calendula, all those ones. So, you know, on a practical level, it's sort of carrying those nutrients up. The skin's very permeable down there, so it gets straight into the bloodstream.
Mm, mm,
Um, but I think there's just some, again, I think there's like an energetic thing that's going on as well with that. But it kind of just, sort of like softens and relaxes the whole area. And I try and make it into a bit of a ritual when I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So I'll do it with the lot. I mean, I do it over my toilet.
This is the thing, I can't handle that. This is my main issue. Okay, this is my issue. I literally I can't handle that. Like
A
it,
clean toilet.
it feels so wrong to me. So this, I'm actually internally
That's
laughing.
easier though.
I'll tell you what I've done. I'll tell you what I've done is I found like a really large bucket. Then then I made the concoction in a pan. Then I
Yeah.
put the pan in the bucket, and then I was like, right, I need something to sit on. So I got these planks of wood. So you can imagine this is not a comfortable experience. This is why I'm probably not
And
living my
that's
best
probably why.
yoni steaming life. I know. And my friend, she did it over the loo, and I was like, I just can't, even if it's clean, for some reason that just feels really wrong to me. So I think what I need in order to really like get on board with the yoni steam is I need a special stool.
You need one of those beautifully made
Yeah.
ones. Yeah, I would love
Yeah.
one, but it's just like practical wise. Toilet's so much easier. Chuck it done, flush it, you're done.
Oh, it's so
But
funny.
yeah, I do try and make it, you know, a nice ritual experience where I put my candles and, you know, music, the rest of it, and make it relaxing. But yeah.
Yeah. And then one other time I did it, I then squatted over the bowl, and that was really uncomfortable as well. So basically, I think mine just hasn't been comfortable. But I remember that time I felt really the plants come inside of me, and like I had to rest a lot, and I did feel a lot of movement. So I think, you know, I'm a tourist, and so I like really love to be comfortable. I need the lighting exactly right. I need everything to like feel really good. And so I think this is my issue. I just haven't got
You
quite
see,
right
you know,
feeling
the
set.
padded seat.
Yeah, exactly. I need to make it luxurious. That's so funny. Um, and then so you also teach qigong, and I'd love to hear a little bit about that from you. I did this amazing Tao Tantra training, and they taught us this sequence called the Goddess Qigong, which I think is similar to what you were sharing about the
Yeah, it
Yin
is.
Qigong, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that for me, I feel like, yeah, it really wakes up my body. And yeah, it's sort of like I can feel, and then there's some movements that I really don't like as well.
Resistance.
But the overhaul,
Painful.
yeah, there's like one, but it's like sort of like a bending forward one, which I'm really
Oh
not
yeah,
into.
is that like the buffalo one?
It's what is it? It's turtle.
The turtle, which then goes into the buffalo.
Something
It's
like
not a
that.
good look around this
Yeah,
area.
yeah. Exactly. The turtle drinks from the well or something. I can't remember
Yes,
exactly what it is. And I'm always like, oh, the bloody turtle. But the rest of it, the
quite painful on
spinning
the
one.
thighs as well.
Huh?
It's painful on the thighs as well, that one, isn't it? We'd be made to stand for ages in that position. But yeah, I mean, so my style of qigong, like your one, is was based around a lot of feminine-based movement. So it's called Kuan Yin qigong, the one that I was practicing. And I've done a couple of trainings with other feminine-based qigong practices as well. So yeah, I mean, the sort of sequence that I work with is starting off with sort of like quite stretching movements, which are quite yoga-like, and you know, doing different things like healing sounds, purging exercises. So use breath work for that. So have sort of like clearing any of the stagnant energy to make way for fresh chi. And then sort of starting to activate the energy centers, building up and cultivating the chi energy. And then the middle sequence, this is when I'm doing a full qigong session. I don't do that every day for an hour and 20 minutes, but the middle section, which I'd love to share a little bit with you later, is like a self-care acupressure massage. So it's a bit like acupuncture without the needles. And it incorporates a bit of meditation as well, but it's sort of just moving all the energy around the body. So, you know, we want our energy to move and flow like water. And if there's any stagnation or blocks in the body, that's when illness starts to manifest, like PCOS and things like that. We get stagnation in that area. So yeah, helps with the flow of chi, and then I finish up with some flow movements, which are like moving meditations, and that kind of helps expand the chi and sort of channels it where it needs to go for healing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm.
so that's kind of the sequence that I work with. But yeah,
Mm.
we incorporate a bit of breast massage and womb massage as well.
Yeah.
So it's really working with the female reproductive organs.
Mm.
And I did my yoga teacher training in Bali and stuff, and I love yoga. Like I love going to a yoga class, but I just hated teaching it. But with qigong, I think I just love sharing it with people. I really, really love teaching it and sharing it. I think just because it ties in with so much of what I do as well, and it's really mastering your own energy. You become your own
Mm.
healer. I
Mm.
find it really empowering, really.
Mm. Mm. Beautiful. Yeah. And then when you started doing qigong, did you notice like a big difference in your energy levels?
Yes, definitely. And I mean, when I'm really getting deeply into the practice, I can feel my whole body buzzing with energy.
Mm.
Yeah, I notice a huge difference. And people think that because it's such a slow movement most of the time, you're not really doing that much, but it's so toning. Like when I'm practicing regularly, I'm my fittest. It's
Mm.
yeah, it's really, really toning for the body. Yeah.
Beautiful. I love that.
Mhm.
And I really love that you're connecting with earth energy and like bringing earth into your body and bringing source in. And I
Exactly.
find like when I'm doing practices like that, then I feel really grounded and I feel really connected. And I don't feel like that I'm sort of, like on my own or overwhelmed. I feel like, no, I'm here and I'm solid and I've got energy and I'm plugged into earth and plugged into source. And that
Yeah,
makes me
that's one
feel
of the
like I've got
important
more
things.
energy in my body. Yeah.
100%. And we've got those energy sources that we're not tapping into, but they're there for us
Mm-hmm.
all the time, and it makes a huge difference. You can channel that yin energy from the earth and the yang from the cosmos. You can channel it into the body, and it's like I was saying with this whole feminine wound. You want to balance that yin and yang, the feminine energy and the masculine energy within your body, within every cell, every organ, every tissue. That's what creates harmony and health in the body. So qigong's a beautiful way to help balance that yin and yang in the body.
Wow. Oh, I love that. Oh, so amazing, isn't it? It's so incredible that we have all of these practices that are
Yeah,
available to us. I
yeah.
love it. And sorry. Oh,
Okay.
oh dear. Oh, I need an acupressure point for a cough, actually.
We'll do a bit of tapping on the thymus gland later.
Oh yeah,
Boost
okay,
the
that
immune
sounds good.
system.
Good. Like make it all move. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Great. Love that. Oh, and so like what's like really alive for you at the moment? Like what do you feel really excited about? And it can be to do with your work or to do with your own healing or like an adventure that you've been on recently. And like what's the thing that's like making you feel like, oh, I'm really excited for this.
Um, Something completely away from the work that I do. I was telling you actually when I was in France recently, I did some family constellation. I'm actually trained in doing karmic constellation. I do a
Mm.
lot of family constellation work, and what came up in the constellation is that career-wise and work-wise, something that I would really benefit from working on, and is actually fashion. I think I was telling you before. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so creating like a little capsule collection of dresses and kimonos and stuff. So yeah, so that's something that's starting to I'm slowly sort of seeding in the background. So yeah, it's really interesting how these things come up. I mean, obviously my whole work and career is all around the wellness world and
Mm.
doing this wound work, but um, what actually transpires is that my great grandmother, who I never met, my mum was adopted, so this sort of stuff only sort of comes up in family constellation work usually, especially if you don't really know your family lineage. But my great grandmother was into fashion and did styling and stuff, so I'm sort of carrying down that energy from my lineage. So yeah, so that's something that I'm sort of slowly starting to explore. But what also then came up with that is also that I still need to carry on doing the womb work because there was a lot of baby loss in my lineage as well, and that's sort of why this has sort of come through as something for me, ancestrally for me to work with. So yeah, so that's
I
happening.
love that.
Yeah, and also organising lots of retreats for next year as well. Yeah, that's sort of happening.
I
So
can't wait for your line. Every time I've seen Nikki, she's like in the most beautiful dresses. Like, oh my God, I can't wait. I know that they'll be stunning.
yeah, so I'm just like exploring fabrics and stuff at the moment because I mean I love silk, but I've
Yeah.
heard like so there's like different vibrations with fabrics, and apparently silk's not that high vibration. So looking at other ones to work with that have that similar texture to silk, but sort of hold that high frequency, so you just feel amazing when you're wearing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to go on that little journey, but it's literally very, very beginner stage of that at the moment,
Yeah.
and I don't know where it's going to take me. But it's something. It's like one of those things they always say, what did you love to do when you were a child? Like I used to spend hours designing because I used to do a lot of like modeling, and in Australia we had like those beauty pageant things. It was very American. But I
Yeah.
used to spend hours like designing my outfits and stuff for it, and my neighbour would sew them together for me. So it was something I absolutely loved as a kid, and I suppose I'm just bringing it through now as an adult.
Oh, it's so fun. I used to work in fashion, so I know that world very well. So we're kind of like doing the opposite.
Yeah.
But I often think like it would be so different um to engage in with the minds with like my current mindset,
Yeah.
because before, I just had no awareness. I had no idea about energy. I had no idea about like, you could feel other people's energy, so I'd go to all of the fashion shows and I'd just be, by the end of it, I would just be completely having a meltdown and just so upset. And I just didn't know that there was anything about being empathic, about being able to feel other people's energies and all of this kind of stuff. And so it was such a different time of my life. And sometimes I think, oh wow, if I was to go in with what I know now, how different it would be.
Yeah, it's a funny industry, isn't it? Anyway, I mean, originally I was studying journalism, and I worked
Oh
at
yeah.
TV, and it's sort of similar kind of thing. You get that industry; those industries can be quite fickle and superficial, can't they? But yeah, if you brought in another aspect, then yeah, it'd be interesting to see what it's like now. But I don't think I'll be doing any big fashion brand work.
No.
I'll have a little cute little boutique
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, have a
Yeah.
boutique go shopping.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be
Oh.
quite that.
And then how have you been finding the My Moon Power oils? Have you been enjoying
Oh my
using them?
God, I've almost finished them. I absolutely,
No,
well,
stop.
not
Really?
fully. No, no, no. I mean the main base oil, yeah, because I just love it. I've been using it on my face as well.
Oh wow. Oh my God. I love
Using it all over. But they're absolutely beautiful. I love them. I use them in my treatments as well now, sort of for anointing. I often
it.
put a little bit on the brow when I'm doing my womb activation treatment, and on the crown. And yeah,
Oh, I
absolutely
love that.
gorgeous. They smell beautiful. They're like perfumes as well, aren't they?
Yeah, totally.
And I brought them to France with me as well, and all the women loved them. And obviously, with the beautiful connection with the alabaster bowl that you have as
Yeah.
well, and the mirror for work, and yeah, it just works beautifully with the Magdalene retreats.
Mm.
Yeah.
Love it. Which is your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
um, I like spring.
Yeah,
I was born in spring, maybe that's
same.
why. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
what's your favorite one?
Do you know it changes throughout the month
Yeah,
actually?
I find
I
that as
find
well.
I find in every section I'm always relieved that
Yeah.
the next oil has come and I'm like, oh, thank God. But I feel like within my cycle, I always spend so much time in autumn. I feel like my spring is really short. Then I'm like ovulating and I'm like, oh, and
Yeah.
then I'm back in autumn and I'm like, oh my God, I'm back in autumn again. So I feel like I use my autumn oil all the time.
Yeah, I do as well. I've got a really long, really long phase as well. But I love that. I love the autumn one as well, though. It is beautiful.
Mm, mm.
I really like putting it in my belly button as
Oh,
well.
I know. Do you know what? That's interesting because at the beginning I was going to put that into the instructions, is that you put it in the belly button. But then, you know what? So many people are really funny about their belly
Oh,
buttons.
really?
Yes, and especially it's like, because it's like the umbilical cord, and like lots of people that don't like their belly buttons being touched and are very squeamish about it. And so I was like, okay, I'll let those who love belly buttons just figure it out for themselves.
They can't
So
go
I put it in.
I do lots of navel oiling. I put a little. Sometimes I just put plain spikenard in the belly button at the end, but sometimes I use your oils too.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Oh, yay! And will you show us the acupressure massage?
Yes, yeah, definitely. Right. So we can do it seated, which is nice and easy for us. So if we start by rubbing your hands together.
Oh, and what does this do? So what's the purpose of it? Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically like acupuncture without the needles. So you're just getting all of that energy flowing around the body. We're following the lines of the meridians, and we'll do a little bit of breast massage, and we can use, if you want to, I can't at the moment because I've got a bodysuit on, but you can always use a bit of your oils on the belly when we do a bit of belly massage. So I'll just take you through like a shortened version of the acupressure massage. Yeah, so it's basically doing energy healing. Like I was saying, you're doing energy healing work on yourself. So we're going to be building up the chi in our hands to start with, so rubbing the hands together, and because we have the Lao Gong point in the center of the palm, and that's which naturally emits healing energy. So everybody can be a healer. It's just activating that point and channeling the energy. So we're just building up that heat and chi in our hands. You can also do this, igniting the fire. This is really good for the heart as well, just creating that heat, building up that chi for our healing massage. And then we're just going to gather some of that yin energy. So we're using the power of our mind, our intention, and we're just gathering up that beautiful yin energy from the earth, all the energetic minerals from the earth, and then we're going to draw our hands up towards our face, bringing up that yin energy. And then just hovering the hands in front of the face. So just sort of in a circular motion, hovering around the face, closing down the eyes, and just start to cleanse your upper dantian, your upper energy centers with this healing chi energy. You might even feel a bit of heat or the chi emitting from your hands, just beginning to connect with that energy. Sending that energy into our skin, and then placing your hand, cupping them directly over your eyes, and again just sending that healing energy into your eyes. And the eyes are extensions of the liver, so we're also sending healing energy into the liver, and we can really read somebody through their eyes, essence of their eyes. So sending that radiant chi energy into the eyes. And then tapping on top of the head, on the Bai Wei point, the crown, getting to get that energy, fresh blood up to the scalp. And then we can either just doing little lines like this all the way to the nape of the neck, or you can use your fingers to sort of stroke through the hairline. I quite like doing tapping. Again, really good for bringing fresh blood and chi up to the scalp. Good for hair growth and activating all the acupressure points on our head. And then just tapping around the neck. The neck can get very tight, so it can block energy getting up to the face and the brain. And then tapping over the face, all over the face, just getting all of that nice fresh blood up to the skin, activating all the acupressure points on the face. Massaging the jaw. You might even want to open the jaw a little, so you can hold a lot of tension in the jaw, and the jaw is connected to the hips and the pelvis, so any tension in the jaw also creates tension and tightness in the hips and the pelvis. So really take a moment to relax the jaw. And then these two little points either side of the mouth, You can just do little taps here or little massage, circular massages. These are stomach points. So the stomach is governed by the earth meridian, the earth element, sorry. So really good for grounding, but also the stomach meridian is responsible for keeping everything sort of uplifted externally. So really good to keep the skin uplifted, really good for digestion. And then either side of the nose, the large intestine points. So really good for letting go physically, but also emotionally and energetically, which we do a lot at this time of the year. And then just under the eyes, directly under the pupils, just tapping there, more stomach points. And then you can do like little half moons just under the eyes, getting rid of any darkness under the eyes and activating all the points around the eyes. It can be a bit of a workout for the arms as well, this massage. I actually find my arms get achy. And then either side in the corners of the eyes, these points here, they're bladder points. And you can just hold over these points, taking some deep breaths. It's also known as the eye brightener point. It's really nice cleansing for the bladder. And then just squeezing along the brows, releasing any tension, again activating the points along the brows. And then using our fingers like little chi wands, we're just going to smooth along the brow, releasing any tension, cloudiness along the brow. Take it up into the hairline, any tension and heaviness, and then we'll just flick it down, release it from the fingers down into the earth. And then creating like little scissors with our fingers and just massaging either side of the ears, clearing and draining away the lymph. And then massaging the ears. So the ears, it's really important to massage the ears because as we get older, they get bigger. BFG. So yeah, it's good to massage them to keep them small and supple. And they're also connected to the kidneys as well, and they look a little bit like the shape of the kidneys as well. So we've got lots of important points down the side of the ears. And then just smoothing down either side of the neck, moving down that lymph. You can also do down the center of the neck, smoothing down the thyroid and nourishing the nervous system. Coming down to the chest, just gently smoothing over the chest, the heart space, and then we'll do your immune boosting one. So tapping over the sternum, which is over the thymus gland. So this is really good for boosting the immune system. And then we'll do a healing sound that goes with it, which is just like a hum, which is like an internal massage. It sends a healing vibration into the organs. So taking a deep breath in. Bit like Tarzan here. And then we'll tap underneath the collarbone. So you can either tap along the collarbone or you can even massage it. This can get really tender under here. And these are lung points. So it's nice just to spend a moment here. Again, really good for the immune system. And also in Chinese medicine, different organs hold on to different emotions. And the lungs are very much connected to grief, sadness. Again, this is a time of grieving as well, the winter. It's that letting go. And so you can often get quite tender. And then we're going to just carry on doing that acupuncture without the needles. So we're tapping down the meridians, down the inside of the arm to the thumb, the lung meridian, up the top of the arm, down the center, the heart protector, moving that energy down the meridians, then down to the pinky finger, small intestine, up the top of the arm, and then tapping over the shoulder, any tension over the shoulder. And then we'll do the opposite. So again, tapping or massaging And just letting go of any of that grief, any sadness. And then tapping down the arm to the thumb, up the top of the arm, down the center, the heart protector, up the top of the arm. And again, you can take longer with these. I'm just taking you quickly through the sequence, but if there's any areas that you feel you want to work a little bit longer on, then tapping over the shoulder. And then lifting your arm, tapping underneath the armpit, down the side of the ribs. Really good for any inflammation in the body, any inflamed emotions as well. And the other side is also very good for the liver, cleansing the liver. And now we're going to give our breasts a bit of love. So again, let's gather some more of that yin energy, that feminine energy. We're just going to bring it up and bring our palms over our nipples on our breasts, closing down your eyes. And just taking some breaths into your breasts. And just channeling that healing energy from your hands into your breasts. Your breasts are extensions of the heart chakra. And they're the embodiments of nourishment. And we're just going to give ourselves a bit of nourishment and love now. Being the source of our own love, filling up our own cup. Because often as women, we're giving from a place of depletion rather than overflow. And just filling up your breasts and up into your heart, that beautiful chi energy emitting from your hands. And we can physically smile into the breasts. There's actually smiling into organs, actually sends healing energy, activates happy hormones in the body as well. So physically smiling into the breasts. Just allowing yourself to receive. We'll just say a couple of affirmations, just receiving these words like little seeds. I am worthy. I am worthy of nourishment. I am worthy of love. I allow myself to receive love. I allow myself to express love freely. And just allowing those words to settle in your subconscious like little seeds ready to bloom. And just taking one last breath, and then when you're ready, opening your eyes, and we'll just massage up the center of the breast, going up the center of the breast and down the outside. And this is the dispersing massage. This is really good for clearing away any stagnant energy, clearing away any lumps or bumps. And this is a really nice time to use some of your oils as well, Chloe, particularly ones with frankincense and rose in, which have a real affinity with the heart and the breasts. And then we'll go down the center. Again, you can spend longer. It's really nice to do skin on skin as well with oils. Down the center, up the side. So this is sort of the energizing massage. We're sealing in that chi. This is also really balancing for the hormones, balancing estrogen and progesterone in the body as well. And then we'll just continue to take that massage down to the belly. So just tapping like little gentle fists over the stomach. Let's move this down so you can see my belly. Over the stomach, breaking up any stagnant chi in the stomach. And then under the right rib, the liver. Our most important organs as women, as I was saying, responsible for the flow of blood, hormones, of emotions, and it can hold on to the energy of anger and resentment. And then moving over to the left, the spleen, which can be weakened by overthinking and worry, just breaking up any of that stagnant energy. And just bringing that tapping down in a circle, down below the navel, waking up energy in the belly. And then bringing your thumbs together over your navel, creating like a little diamond of light over your navel, closing down your eyes and just connecting with that energy of the womb. You might even feel a little pulse. The womb is known as the heart below the horizon, a creative life force holding our unique medicine for this lifetime. Just connecting with that energy and just sending some of that healing chi that we've cultivated down into your pelvic palace, filling it up with that beautiful golden light. And then sending that beautiful golden light up the center of our torso, up into our hearts. And then looping it back down to our womb, creating like an infinity symbol between our womb and our heart. And we actually have an energetic channel that connects both of them. The womb, which is governed by the water element, and the heart governed by the fire element. And just combining those two, bringing that energy up into the heart and then back down into the womb. And then just opening the eyes, and where your ring fingers are, basically where your ovaries are. So just rubbing over the ovaries, a little creative life sparks. And as a lot of the reproductive organs are governed by the water element, they can get quite cold. So we want to bring that heat and warmth down into the belly. And then just spreading that up through the whole of the pelvic palace. That beautiful chi energy, moving that warmth through the belly. And then we'll just carry it. For this part, I'll sort of stand up actually, just to carry on the acupressure massage without the needles. So we just work on the kidneys, as I mentioned as well. So you can rub over the kidneys, creating that bit of heat in the kidneys. And this is really good at this time of the year. We want to keep our kidneys warm because we can deplete a lot of energy through our kidneys getting cold, and they hold all of our life force energy. And then just tap over the kidneys, activating them down over our sacrum and then down the backs of the legs, down the bladder meridian, behind the knees, all the way down around the side of the feet, up the inside of the legs, the liver and spleen, down the side of the legs, the gallbladder. So we're just following the meridian lines and then around the feet again, up the center of the legs again. And then down the front of the legs, the stomach meridian, grounding us up the center of the legs. And then just tapping over the groin area. So this is called knocking the qua. So really good for digestion and reproductive organs, very detoxifying. And then we'll just finish with a couple of kidney points. So one that I like to share with most of my clients is kidney 3. So just the inside of the ankle here, and that little dip. If anyone's going sort of for a fertility massage, fertility acupuncture, they'll pretty much always do that point. So it's really good for longevity, for energy, for hormone balancing, and also for fertility. And it's a really nice one to do at night because it really helps sort of get the energy out of the mind. So it's really grounding and calming. And then the other kidney point is just on the ball of the foot, just below the ball of the foot there, kidney 1, bubbling spring. And that's another really good one for the same things. It's also a really powerful longevity point, and you can actually massage it, but also a lot of Taoist masters do this drumming technique where you sort of cup your hands and tap over it, and it sends this energy ripple up to the kidneys, and they do that like 100 times a day for longevity. So yeah, if you've got time for that. So yeah, that's a really nice one just to finish with. But that was like a little taster of that self-care acupressure massage. But yeah, it sort of helps sort of wake up the body, activate the organs, and then, like I said, it's really nice then to sort of finish with some nice flows and moving meditations.
Wow, beautiful. I love that. Thank you so much, Nikki. I feel like I feel actually very relaxed and yeah, I feel more centered, more relaxed and centered and more open as well.
Oh, good. I feel more relaxed
Beautiful.
as well now.
Oh,
It would
thank
be
you.
much nicer to do it with your oils as well.
Yeah, let's do it with the oils, definitely. I have to say that the breast massage is something that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
I feel that we really just don't give our breasts very much attention, and either you do if you're with another person or if you're, you know, turning yourself on, but actually just to massage them and to allow the energy to move. And again, with earth and source energy, I feel like when I started doing the breast massage, my breast, they just loved it.
Yeah,
Absolutely loved
totally.
it. Yeah.
It's completely connected to the heart, isn't it, as well? So yeah, it's such an, again, another really important place to massage.
Mm.
Yeah, and it's something, I think it's just in the West, we're just a bit disconnected from those 2 points. Like I was saying, in India and Thailand, they, you know, you go and they're like massaging your belly and your breasts, and it's just normal.
Totally. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for that practice. I feel like that was so generous. I feel really looked after. I feel really cared for. Thank you. Oh, and then Nikki, so you said you've got retreats coming up. When is that? Is that in January?
Yeah, so I've got just like a little day retreat on the
Mm-hmm.
21st of January. And usually all of my offerings are sort of just for women, but I have opened this up. It's mixed gender, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not my sort of usual one, but it's just very much about deeply relaxing. So it incorporates some of the qigong, sound healing. I've got the crystal singing bowls for sound healing, a guided hypnotherapy healing experience, and then we have a really beautiful lunch together. We're going to also be doing a tea ceremony as well,
Mm,
and then we get use of the spa facility. So they've got like a really beautiful swimming pool and
amazing.
steam room. But I just think again, it's sort of, it's that time of the year when we're like deep in the yin time of the year, and we just need that like complete stillness, nourishment to like really nourish us before we go
Mm.
back into spring and the energy starts to rise. So yeah, I thought it'd be a nice one to get
Beautiful.
snugly in January.
Oh, that sounds
That
so
one.
good.
And then I'm going to be doing another Magdalene retreat in
Mm-hmm.
May, but I haven't probably put everything together yet of that. It's sort of going to be the other end of south of France for that. So
Oh, incredible.
yeah.
Oh, amazing. And
Yeah.
then if women wanted to work with you on a one-to-one basis, like where would they find you? How would they connect with you?
So my website's nikkihillis.com, and I think I'm Nikki underscore Hillis on Instagram as well. So yeah, so you can see some of my offerings on there, and there's a few different ways you can work with me. And I most of my stuff is in person, but I can do online stuff as well. So if you're unable to come and see me for a womb massage, I can actually teach a qigong sequence with the self-care abdominal massage that you can do at home and different acupressure points. So we can do that via
Mm.
Zoom. So then you've
Oh,
got that
amazing.
practice to do at home.
Yeah. And where are the in-person sessions?
So I've got a space which I'm sitting at the moment at
Yeah.
home in Hazelmere in Surrey, and then I also have a clinic space in Marylebone in London, which I'm
Amazing.
a few times a month. So
Oh, amazing.
yeah.
Thank you so much. And everyone that's listening, we'll put all of the Nikki's links at the bottom of the of this musing as well. So thank you so much, Nikki. Oh my God,
Thank
I
you so
actually just feel
much.
this is the perfect way to enter the day. I feel really connected and just like, yeah, taken care of. So thank you
Well,
so
you know
much.
now.
Love
Thank you
it.
so much for having me. It's been so lovely chatting to you as always.
Oh, and yes, thank you everyone for listening. We're sending you all so much love.